Reports from the capital suggest plans for a demonstration this evening to converge on the compound where Colonel Gaddafi is based. Trouble is expected.
From the cities and the places around Tripoli, they are coming to Tripoli, and the people living in Tripoli all together, they are getting out. And I'm expecting it will be very, very big massacre this night, because they are trying to surround the AlJazeera place, which is where the leader is living there, and this is the main place for the security people for this country.
Earlier pictures from Tripoli suggest violence but give little idea about who's winning. Gunfire can be heard, but then again recent pictures to come out of the second city, Benghazi, also showed protesters being attacked and hurt. Yet just a few hours later, more emerged, which appear to back up claims by protest organisers that the city has fallen to the demonstrators, who are busy reorganising local governments.
It is no longer under military control. It is completely under the demonstrators' control. We're having the tribal leaders chipping in, everybody's chipping in to try to set up civil committees to run the city. We have already successfully set up a committee to protect the subsidized goods warehouses, which are paramount because they have the flour and grains which are necessary for the bread in the city.
Libya's leader has allowed himself to be filmed in recent days in front of his supporters, but has said nothing. His son did, though, warning in the strongest terms that the man who has run the country for 40 years won't go down without a fight.
The leader, Muammar Gaddafi, is leading the battle, and armed forces are with him, and tens of thousands are coming to Tripoli in his support. We will not give up Libya. We will fight until the last man, the last woman, until the last bit of energy.
Tough talk, but in other places as well, the protesters seem to have weight of numbers behind them. This is said to be the town of Al-Baida, where funerals for dead activists attracted thousands. This place, too, has reportedly fallen. But there's no question that Tripoli now holds the key to Colonel Gaddafi's political survival. Whether his regime has to rely on mercenaries, as has been alleged, which way the army will go, are crucial. It feels like it's coming to a head, though with two sides in this fight, it's certainly a different situation to Tunisia or Egypt. Worse could follow. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera.
Now, foreign oil companies are very concerned about what's going on in Libya. We're getting news that Italy's Eni, the biggest foreign energy producer in Libya, has said that it's going to evacuate some of its foreign personnel from the country. It does stress that oil production hasn't been affected. We also know that there is an oil strike involving oil workers on the Al Nafura oil field. That's part of the state oil industry. And oil giant BP, British Petroleum, has just held a news conference spelling out its position in Libya.
Regarding Libya, we, like everyone, are watching this very, very carefully. We have operations there that are very, very limited. It's the early stages of exploration. We have some people there. Dependents have left the country. We remain committed to doing business there, but again, we, like everyone, is watching this very carefully. It was very, very early stages for our business there, though.
Well, Libya's vast oil reserves are a point of ongoing tension between the opposition and the ruling elite. The son of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi says any change in the way oil resources are managed could become an explosive issue.
Libya's oil unites us. We have one source which all 5 million Libyans benefit from. It's not in the east or in the west, it is in the middle. If we separate, who is going to run and manage these oil resources? How are we going to divide this up between us? Who is going to support our children, distribute food, provide hospitals and schools? Do you think we can split the country up? We may agree for a few months on how to divide it, but it will become a burning issue, the cause of fighting between all tribes, because the oil is in the middle and the south. That is desert, which is not inhabited.
OK, let's get some live reaction to these developments. I'm joined on the line now by Ahmed Jibril, who is a Libyan diplomat. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. I understand that you're currently at the border with Egypt. Can you tell us what's going on? What are you doing?
Yes, thank you for having me. I am now trying to receive some
foreign correspondents who are coming to cover what's going on in Libya. The Libyan government didn't allow them for the last few days, but the people in the city near to the border are in control now in the borders. They are working with Libyan officials here who are facilitating the access of any foreign correspondent or anyone who works for the NGOs. Therefore, I call on all NGOs, all international media to come to Libya through Egypt, through Saloum, and to come and to cover what's happening in Libya. It's very stable here, very safe. Don't worry, there's nothing going on here. The country, most of the country, except some parts of Tripoli, are stable and very secure and controlled by the people and supported also by police and the military.
Of course, we've had reports of ongoing clashes in Tripoli, reports of up to 60 people dead, killed by security forces. What is your view of how security forces are dealing with the protests?
I think this is the last chance or the last attempt for Gaddafi. He's hopeless. It's over. It's already, people are already celebrating his departure in the street. I was in the city called Al-Baida and Derna and Tobruk, and people are distributing candies, distributing drinks in the streets. And I have a very important message actually to the international community. I think some countries which have special interest in Libya have underestimated the strength and the momentum of the Libyan revolution. I want to remind these countries that the eastern part of Libya and many other cities in other parts were in the hands of the protesters within 4 days only 4 days. And now the protesters are in all city of Libya. They are uniting now and going towards the Green Square in Tripoli.
What about, can I ask you about senior political figures? We've seen the ambassador, Libya's ambassador to India, stepping down in solidarity with the protesters. We've also seen the permanent representative to the Arab League resigning because of the way protesters have been dealt with by the regime. Is Muammar Gaddafi losing the support of his senior diplomats?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was speaking with the Minister of Justice just a few minutes ago, Mr. Mustafa Abdul, and I challenged the Libyan government to deny this. He told me personally, he has joined the supporters. He is trying to organize and put things in order in all cities. He's available, by the way. He can speak to you if you want. And also, I must say one more thing, please. Gaddafi's guards started shooting people in the second day, and they shot 2 people only. We had, at that day, we had in Al-Baida city only 300 protesters. When they killed 2 people, we had more than 5,000.